Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome to another episode of Pull the Trigger. I'm your host, Sandra Gonzalez. I'm a retired Marine officer turned life coach speaker, and I had the honor, the distinction of serving 20 years of service as a U.S. Marine. Now I help high caliber women and men entrepreneurs kick self-doubt to the curb. And I help them do this so they can cultivate sexy confidence, step up, and stand out as a leader. So you're in for a treat today. I would say every episode you're in for a treat, but today I'm going solo. Normally, I will interview a high caliber man or woman entrepreneur so they can share some secrets, some strategies, some tips that have helped them move forward in their life and business. But today I figured, you know what? I'm actually here in Tulum, Mexico, and I just wanted to keep this conversation between us and make it fun and share a little bit more about me, what I stand for, what I represent, and how I serve other women. So having said that, I want to share with you that on Monday, I spoke in Los Angeles, California, and it was such a fun, empowering event. Attending Mrs. Candace Barr's event, she, invited me to speak and presented me with this achievement award. So if you are highly interested in attending next year, it's a must. I'm telling you, you must attend. But I went as a guest speaker, and the people in the audience, the people that spoke, Beverly Johnson, former, Vogue model. She's an amazing woman that spoke, and I was able to meet. She took her friend, which thankfully now is my friend, Mr. Joseph McConnell, who speaks on stages and coaches and trains with Tony Robbins. The list goes on and on of who was in attendance, but I share this with you because personal and professional growth is ongoing. You should attend these conferences. You should attend these seminars that enhance your education. And it's more than education, it's edutainment at its finest. So having said that, I'm going to share some of the things that I shared with the audience that day, and you're going to want to take copious notes. Why is this also important? Because when you take copious notes, it means you're listening attentively, right? So if I have your undivided attention, this also equates to retention. So make sure you take notes, make sure you put that phone aside, don't get distracted, because I'm telling you, the strategies I'm going to share with you today will help you cultivate and develop sexy confidence so you can step up and as a leader that you want to see. So having said that, I keep it real. I'm very transparent. And I want to share with you that the world is filled with people who will dismiss you, people who will disrespect you, people who will intimidate you, and yes, people who will violate you. It's in those moments you must step up. It's in those moments you must speak up, push back, and fight if necessary. It's in those crucial moments you must build the courage, right? You must build the courage to deal with confrontation. You must build the courage to negotiate an important business meeting. You must build the courage to deal with rejection because it's part of life and business. And you must build the courage to conquer your fears. And the thing that will help you do this is this ability to develop and cultivate sexy confidence. Now, sexy confidence is this mental attitude. Sexy confidence is this state of mind, right? It's a state of mind that enables you to, number one, master yourself, right? Number two, believe in yourself. And number three, it helps you stay calm during stressful situations. Because as this high caliber entrepreneur that you are, you have this insatiable appetite for growth, and you will experience fear sooner rather than later, right? Now, let me warn you, boo, let me warn you, okay? It's not the external enemy that will derail you along the way. Oh no, it's not the external enemy that will defeat you. It's the enemies within. It's the enemies within, the enemies of self doubt, the enemies of fear, the enemies of uncertainty that will hold you hostage in this inferno of mediocrity. And you want more. You're here still paying attention, and you're going to listen to this entire podcast, this entire episode, because I know you want more. And you're here because you seek change, you seek growth, you want positive, tangible results, right? You want to break generational curses. You want to lose weight and keep that shit off. You want to double and triple the money you're making and leave an impressive legacy. I know this is what you want, boo. So today, I'm going to arm you. I'm going to arm you with these strategies, right? That will help you achieve the state of mind, that will help you achieve this mental attitude when you need it the most. Okay. Now take it from this retired Marine officer again, who served 20 years of honorable service. I was also married for 15 years. I am blessed. I have my oldest daughter is a sergeant in the Marine Corps. My youngest daughter is a student at UCSD in San Diego. But I was also married for 15 years, you know? And one day my marriage ended, right? It abruptly ended, where unfortunately my ex husband, I would say, morphed overnight into an angry stranger. And this led to us hiring 4 attorneys just to so I could handle and deal with my complicated divorce. Because let me tell you, it was not nice. It got ugly. And because it got so ugly, right, something that I didn't expect happened. It financially, mentally, and emotionally drained me, completely drained me, right? And in the midst of all of that, to add insult to injury, I I found my dad unconscious, you know, and let me tell you, as a woman, you never want to find your dad unconscious. You never want to see him that way. And forgive me, but I do get emotional. I get teary eyed as I remember, you know, what transpired that day. But finding your dad unconscious is no way you want to ever find your dad. But I share this with you, ladies and gents, because my father's life and my father's demise, right? How he lived and ultimately his demise were like my biggest lessons in life, right? He taught me how to live with integrity. He taught me to be this warrior, not a worrier. He taught me to be relentless, to face my fears. He taught me to overcome adversity and keep moving forward. Now, my father's demise, gave me the clarity I needed to let go and realize that my ego is not my amigo, right? So it gave me the clarity I needed to let go of my ex-husband. I don't understand what he's going through, but I have to respect what he's going through and, and let him go. And I share with you that your ego is not your amigo because I allowed my ego to consume me. I allowed my ego to fuel me. And that's why I kept fighting him for 3.5 years. But when my father passed, we found him unconscious and subsequently he died um, 2 months later from COVID pneumonia. And this was actually last year. But when my father died, right, I it was a clarity I needed to just let go and understand, the one thing my father had shared with me, Mija, let him go. You don't need him. You're more intelligent. You don't need that money. And I was just adamant about getting what I thought was mine. What's fair is fair. But in the end, my father's demise taught me that what I wanted was clarity, that what I wanted was to lubricate my mind with peace. Now, I will say from all of that, you know, one of the most important things my father taught me was to unconditionally accept myself. And once I allowed myself to see me through my father's lens, everything shifted. Everything shifted, right? And I was able to really practice self compassion. I was really able to practice empathy for the things that I had gone through and move forward in healing. So, in addition to that, I finally learned to forgive myself. And you might be in the same place where you're going through something difficult, something challenging, right? These strategies that I'm going to share with you are going to help you, right? And just like I realized once I saw myself through my father's lens, everything shifted. So, ladies and gents, these three strategies that are going to help you achieve sexy confidence, because I'm telling you, it's the enemies, right? These internal enemies of uncertainty, self doubt, and fear. Those are the enemies that are going to hold you back. It's not some external enemy, it's not some covert narcissistic person, it's not this global pandemic, right? It's not this external naysayer that you perceive as a threat that's going to hold you back or derail your progress. Oh no, boo. It's the internal enemies within of self doubt, fear, and uncertainty. And this is the thing that I've realized, as I did so many things in my military career. One of the most gratifying, satisfying things I did, for 3 years, I was a Marine Corps drill instructor. So I had the honor of training over 500 women recruits for the rigors of combat, right? And I taught them how to pull the trigger. I taught them how to believe in themselves. I taught them how to cultivate this sexy confidence to stay calm during stressful situations. Now, having said that, the enemy within tends to camouflage itself, right? The enemy within tends to camouflage itself. And oftentimes you do not know when your confidence is being assaulted. Okay. And this is why it's so important every single day to strengthen and build your sexy confidence. Why? Because your high caliber performance is tied to it. Why? Because your success depends on it. And that's why you're here, boo, because you want more, right? So, having said that, the first strategy that I want to share with you, and write it down, mija, write it down. Make sure you get this. The first strategy I want to share with you is shift your perspective, babe. Really. Learn to shift your perspective, right? So, what you want to do is look at your situation with a different lens. You don't want to use, the current lens you're using because you've tried everything. So you want to shift your perspective and look at your situation, look at your challenge with a different lens. As difficult, challenging, as stuck as you might be, right? Every situation, I want you to understand this. Every situation is meant to come out in your favor. I want you to start believing this. As of today, every situation is meant to come out in your favor. So, what should you do knowing that? Act with absolute certainty. Go be relentless. Go do the thing that must be done. Don't care what people say. You are honoring yourself, your life, your business. Therefore, you must move forward relentlessly, right? And act with absolute certainty. Now, understand your fear a little bit more. This thing that's holding you back, this fear that's holding you back. Like, genuinely develop curiosity around what may be holding you back. This is the best way to shift your perspective, right? Also, know this: it's natural to feel fear, right? It's natural. As a matter of fact, boo, it's very freaking useful because it keeps us alive. And fear is false evidence appearing real. So, being fearless, taken from a retired Marine officer who trained men and women, being fearless is BS. Everybody's afraid. Everybody. If you're a human being, you're afraid. I don't care how confident you are. Fear is a natural, useful emotion. So, because everybody is afraid, right? Now, knowing this, it's what you do in spite of fear that makes a difference. It's what you do in spite of fear that truly makes a difference. So, when something bad happens, right? So, like when I was going through a difficult divorce, I realized, I got to shift my perspective. As bad as something is happening, I got to shift my perspective. And how do you do that? You understand that there's no losses, only lessons. So I'm not losing an ex husband. There's just a beautiful lesson here. And I got to discover what that is. Okay. That's how you shift your perspective. Now, I wasn't losing my dad. Oh, no. Although it felt like it, like my heart was broken in half and ripped apart, because I'm telling you, that was the most painful thing I've ever experienced and still is sometimes, right? As I think about him. But I didn't lose a dad. So where's the lesson? The lesson is this: I had a badass father who loved me unconditionally, who gave me the tools he needed to be happy, hopeful, and successful. He did the best he could with what he had. Even though he had like a 12th grade education, that was enough, right? So, what you want to do is not look at it as loss, but look at it as a beautiful lesson. And this thing you might be going through, shift your perspective. What's the lesson there? Keep going after that. Because when you find the lesson, that's what life is about. It's about extracting meaning from life. And you have that right to extract something beautiful. How do you continue doing that? Is by shifting your mindset, by focusing on the cure, not the disease, right? By learning to generate solutions to your problems, not stressors. So the second strategy that I want to share with you today is this: safeguard your positivity. Yep. Every day you must learn to safeguard your positivity. Why? Because your confidence, boo, is fragile. Your confidence is fragile and has to be protected. Therefore, you must safeguard your positivity. Now, this ongoing stream of negative mental chatter is going to make you second guess yourself, right? It's going to make you second guess yourself and will lead to dangerous self criticism and dangerous self sabotage if you allow it. And that's why it's so important to safeguard your positivity. So, how do you safeguard and protect your positivity? Simple recommendation, and you got to write this down, boo. Simple. You want to know what that is? You practice a morning ritual, right? Now, a morning ritual is like this badass routine you're already doing, I hope. If not, start practicing this morning ritual. What's the difference between a morning ritual and a routine? When you do your morning ritual, you do it with intention. You do it because you're present of mind. And that's when this routine becomes a morning ritual, right? But you want every day, you want to make that bed. Even though I'm here in Tulum in Tulum, you could see my bed behind me, right? I'm making my bed. And you want to know why I make my bed? I'm self disciplined about making my bed because it uplifts me and it produces feelings of accomplishment, right? It produces feelings of determination, productivity, which then help me stay and feel organized. One simple little thing, right? So, a morning ritual that helps you set the tone for the day. A morning ritual that gives you the self discipline you need to stay purposeful and productive and present of mind. Okay. So, whatever this morning ritual is for you, it's the onus is on you to discover what morning ritual will give you these feelings of determination, self discipline, right? Productivity. So, I just want to leave you with this. Once you start practicing this morning ritual, and if you're interested, boo, I have a free guide, a wellness ritual guide that can give you so many ideas about what you should practice. You should reach out to me if you need more ideas. But once you start practicing, right? And my humble recommendation is shoot for 30 days at a minimum. You want to set the tone for the day. Why? Because when you master your morning, you master your day. And at the end of the day, you're going to be like, you know what? I did those 2 or 3 things max that enable me to feel confident that I'm on the right track. I did those 2 or 3 things that help me stay healthy, hopeful, and know that I'm working towards building my life and my business the right way. Okay. Now, the third strategy I want to share with you is this: step into your best version. Step into your best version. And I would say, you're still listening. I applaud you for your effort, right? Step into your best version today. This is your entry point. Just make a decision and decide, I'm going to be the best version of myself, period. It's a decision, boo, right? Once you're intentional about making this decision, I want you to understand this: success lies not in some cookie cutter program, or I know the women I often get that I have the honor of coaching, they're like, well, I need another certification. I need my third master's degree. I need this. I need this, this course so I can feel confident. And all of that is BS. You don't need that. You need sexy confidence, boo, because you're enough. Where you at this moment, I want to tell you, you're worthy and you're enough. You have the requisite knowledge to be successful. You have the requisite knowledge to lose weight or make the money you want or experience the things that you want to manifest. Now, success lies not in the cookie cutter strategy, right? Not in a course or taking another certification. Success lies in tu cabecita, right here, boo, right between your ears. That's where success lies. And you're going to need courage. You're going to need accountability. You're going to need confidence to step into this new version of yourself. And most people won't do this. They won't do this. Why? Because, yes, it requires work. And yes, because it's not going to be easy. But you have an insatiable appetite for growth and you want more. So, having said that, you're going to need someone to help you get from point A to point B. You're gonna need a guide by your side who can help you see what you don't see. You're gonna need a guide by your side who can help you get comfortable with the uncomfortable, right? And someone who can help you listen to what's calling at you, right? Someone who can help you tap into that gut intuition and get this deep desire out so you can manifest it, not listen to what's clawing at you, right? What's clawing at you? That ego that isn't your amigo. What's clawing at you, right? The internal enemies within that we got to let go, the self-doubt that you got to kick to the curb, the fears and the uncertainty, right? So you want to listen to what's calling at you, not what's clawing at you. Now, again, this is your entry point. You can make that decision today to step into this new version of yourself. From this moment forward, just decide. Like Sandra said, I have these three strategies. How can I incorporate them to my life, into my business? And kick assy bass, right? Have your best life possible. So from this moment forward, you're capable, you're worthy. As a matter of fact, be certain that what you're doing every day contributes to this end result you want to see. So, having shared those three strategies, I hope they serve you. I hope that you've added these strategies to your tool belt because you're going to need them sooner rather than later. When shit hits the fan or something bad happens, you're going to need these strategies to overcome adversity because you know what? Adversity is your advantage. And you want to move forward with sexy confidence so you can believe in yourself. You want to move forward with sexy confidence so you can stay calm during stressful situations. So I hope this serves you. I just share things that have really helped me tap into this fit, confident, warrior goddess that I've become. And what I want to share with you is the following. If you want more, if you're like salivating at the mouth and you want more out of life and business, you're like, man, I really want to hit this 20K months, or it's time for me to give the speaking engagement and speak from my heart. Or you're like, man, I want to lose weight and keep that crap off. I got you, boo, right? Then the Fit Confident Goddess program is for you. It's this 12-week program online that enables you to do just that, right? To master yourself because we can't master anybody else, to believe in yourself, and to stay calm during stressful situations. Now, if you're interested in my 12-week program, the Fit Confident Goddess.com, right? Go to fitconfidentgoddess.com and sign up for a free 20-minute call, right? I want to speak to you. I want to know what does deep desire do you have that you want to manifest. I want to talk to you and share with you on this free 20-minute call with me this goddess blueprint. What does this goddess blueprint do? It helps you achieve more clarity. It helps you achieve more confidence around what you want so you can go after it, right? So if you're interested in a free 20-minute call with me, boo, I got you. Go to fitconfidentgoddess.com and book your call ASAP, boo. Let's get to work, mamacita. Let's get to work because I'm telling you, we can't do things on our own. We can't. Trust me, I tried it. You can't. You're going to need a guide by your side to shorten the learning curve. You're going to need a guide by your side who understands you, right? So if you're interested, I'm offering this free 20-minute call. How long will this offer stand? I don't know, but you want to take advantage and go there now. The other thing that I would love to offer you is I have every year I host a women's empowerment retreat, right? This is for you if you're this ambitious, high caliber woman who wants more. I know you want more. You have this insatiable appetite for growth. That's why you're still listening. So next year, it's forthcoming. My women's empowerment retreat is in La Jolla, California, right? It's going to be an amazing, empowering event where I will help you and empower you with other amazing speakers how to deal with these, enemies within: self-doubt, fear, and uncertainty. There's so much into this program. I'm telling you, you're going to want to jump on this free 20-minute call. But my women's empowerment retreat, let me tell you, it's about having fun. Like if I'm not having fun, I don't do it. If it's not simple, I don't do it. So I practice what I preach. It has to be simple and it has to be easy, right? And this is what I will empower you with. Also, if you're interested in knowing more about me, you can go to www.sandragonzalez.com and get more information about me and how I may serve you. But if you're like, I'm ready, Sandra, I want to experience change, growth, and get different results, then it would behoove you to go to fitconfidentgoddess.com. So there you have it. My 3 strategies that I know will enable you to cultivate sexy confidence, because it's time you stepped into becoming the best version of yourself. I hope you have an incredible day. I'm here in Tulum. I'm going to finish up some work and go to the beach because I am excited. But I wanted to get this message. I wanted to convey how important it is for you to cultivate sexy confidence. Now, make sure you stay tuned because next week, oh my goodness, next week you're in for a treat. I'm actually interviewing one of my dear friends. He's a chief, retired from the police, and I think he served like 30 plus years. This guy is incredible. And he's actually coming to the woman empowerment retreat where he's going to teach you self-defense so you could be more confident in being you, in going anywhere, but understanding situational awareness, because it's unfortunate. Nowadays, we can't even go for a run. somebody will snag you and take you in their car. No, but this gentleman is going to teach you the basics. Having said that, I hope you have a blessed and amazing day. And that concludes this episode of Pull the Trigger. I'm your host, Sandra Gonzalez, and I wish you the very best. I hope, again, these 3 strategies enable you to cultivate the sexy confidence you need to cultivate when you need it the most.
Glutathione is a big word. It's the body's own master antioxidant. It's a scavenger for free radical, bacteria, and viruses. There are no products in the market with the ingredient NASET. NASET increases the production of glutathione that's in our body already to strengthen and enhance our immune system, elevate sense of well-being, support muscle strength and endurance, cognitive function, and liver support. It helps with increased energy and blood sugar regulation. Get your bottle of GSH Plus from www.salvationnutra.com.